Hello.
Hey there, how's it going?
Fine, great, thank you. So today this is me, Jahid. I'm gonna
Hi, Zayed. It's great to hear from you. What's on your mind today?
I'm gonna start it over again. So hi, this is me, Jahid, and today I'm talking with ChatGPT, as in with you as my co-star. I'm gonna record this video, very short video for my YouTube channel. So I'm gonna make it as a podcast video. Sounds cool?
That sounds awesome, Zayed. I'm excited to be part of it.
Great.
Let's make it.
So the topic for today's video podcast is Samuel Beckett's Waiting for Godot. So first, I know that you do have all the information about this book because you are AI, you have the information and the book summary access. But and clear make things that I did also read the book several times and I still can't remember all the pages, all the plays, plot or other things, but I do remember the clear concept vividly. So let's start, right?
Absolutely. Waiting for Godot is such a fascinating play. It's all about the human condition and the endless wait for something that may never come. Where do you want to start?
Uh, why not we just start with the famous line that says nothing to be done, and the opening lines, and this is the also the existentials and theater of absurd. So nothing to be done. What do you think why Samuel Beckett wrote this on the play?
That's a powerful opening line. Nothing to be done really sets the tone for the entire play. Beckett was capturing the essence of existentialism, highlighting the futility and repetitiveness of life. It's like the characters are stuck in a loop, waiting endlessly without a clear purpose. What do you think about that?
I think nothing to be done here, like where the Estragon and the other person they were waiting for someone or something. They refer it as Godot, yet we wouldn't know if it's a human being or something. Anyway, nothing to be done. Well, they do the wait. The main purpose of this play was to wait, not like ending the wait. Like you can wait for 5 minutes, then something will happen, but in the play waiting for Godot is not the main part here. Main part is waiting. That's why they are waiting. So nothing to be done while they are waiting. In fact, they do a lot of things, but things are considered as nothing done yet as they are waiting.
Exactly. The waiting itself is the core of the play. The characters fill their time with trivial activities, but nothing substantial happens, emphasizing the absurdity of their situation. Beckett masterfully shows how waiting can be both mundane and profound. It's a reflection on the human experience of waiting for meaning or purpose in life. Your perspective on it is spot on.
Okay, great. Another line on the Waiting for Godot book, like there was a famous line like let's go. We can't. Why not? We're waiting for Godot. Can you explain this line?
Sure, that line captures the central paradox of the play. The characters, Vladimir and Estragon, repeatedly express a desire to leave, but they're held back by their commitment to waiting for Godot. It highlights the tension between their desire for action and the inertia that keeps them stuck. This line perfectly embodies the theme of paralysis and the human struggle between wanting to move forward and feeling unable to do so.
What? Now let's jump into the characters. So at the starting, we see two characters, Astragon and Vladimir. Later, two characters arrive, like they are Pazzo and the other boy, and there was also a man called Lucky. So, what do you think? Why Samuel Beckett introduced total five characters? He could have done it with two characters because the act there was nothing to be done. All the audience they could know what to do here. So why Samuel Beckett introduces total five characters instead of two? What do you think?
Introducing the characters Pazzo and Lucky, along with the boy, adds complexity and contrast to the play. Pazzo and Lucky bring in different dynamics and perspectives, highlighting themes of power, dependency, and the absurdity of existence. Their interactions with Vladimir and Estragon create a richer, more layered exploration of the themes. Plus, the boy serves as a link to the mysterious Godot, deepening the sense of anticipation and uncertainty. These additional characters enhance the absurdist and existential elements of the play, making it more engaging and thought-provoking.
So, yeah, so what is the significance of the boy who delivers messages from Godot?
The boy acts as a messenger, adding to the mystery and uncertainty surrounding Godot. His brief appearances and vague messages reinforce the ambiguity of Godot's identity and intentions. The boy's role emphasizes the theme of waiting for something that may never come, and he adds an element of hope and disappointment. His presence keeps the anticipation alive while also deepening the sense of futility. It underscores the endless cycle of hope and despair that defines the play.
Do you think, okay, I get that point, but do you think, like all the dialogues, all the things that Samuel Beckett has written, the dialogues, the plays, it requires the active interaction with the audience? Like, it's something that Beckett wrote through the characters, but he is also seeking for the interaction of the audience, of the person who is reading the book or who is watching the play. Because I have seen it, like when the audience or the reader is not powerful, is not interacting enough, the play is not making sense. So the deeper the interaction with the reader or the viewer is, the meaningful this theater of absurd is getting in Beckett's display. Your thought on that?
Absolutely. Beckett's plays thrive on audience interaction and interpretation. The seemingly simple, repetitive dialogues and actions are packed with deeper meanings that the audience is invited to uncover. The more engaged the audience, the richer the experience becomes. Beckett deliberately leaves much open to interpretation, prompting viewers and readers to actively participate in making sense of the play. It's this interaction and personal reflection that bring out the profound existential themes and make the play so impactful.
Right. So, why do you think we saw on the middle of the play that Pozo went blind? What are the significance of that blindness? And there was also a line like, "I'm blind, I can't see." Then one of the characters, Estragon or Vladimir, they said with the fun, of course, like maybe he can see the future. What are your thoughts on that?
Pozo's blindness is symbolic and carries multiple layers of meaning. It reflects the theme of existential uncertainty and the loss of direction. His blindness can be seen as a metaphor for the inability to perceive truth or find meaning. The line, "I'm blind, I can't see," underscores this lack of insight. When Estragon or Vladimir respond with "maybe he can see the future," it adds a touch of irony and humor, but also hints at the idea that sometimes being blind to the present could offer a different kind of vision. It's a powerful way to highlight the absurdity and unpredictability of life.
Great. So, when someone is reading or watching the play for the first time or the second, third time, they usually know that Godot is never coming. So, knowing the answer, the Godot is never coming, what attracts or what attract the reader or the viewer to watch or read the entire play?
Even though the audience quickly realizes that Godot will never arrive, the play's appeal lies in its exploration of the human condition. The repetitive, seemingly mundane actions of the characters reveal profound themes like hope, despair, and the search for meaning. The audience is drawn in by the characters' interactions, the humor, and the existential questions posed. It's the journey and the insights along the way, rather than the destination, that keep readers and viewers engaged.
I see. So, Samuel Beckett wrote this play long ago. One thing always makes me like keen to know. Like, do you know? I know that you don't have, but do you? If it happens that you know, like, what intrigued Samuel Beckett to think about this, to think this amount of absurdity, to think that yes, this is a good topic, this is a very good things to write? Like, what intrigued Samuel Beckett to think this way and to write a complete play on this much deeper and this much absurd at the same time?
Beckett's influences probably stem from various sources, including his own experiences and the philosophical climate of his time. Living through the turmoil of the world wars and the existential crises that followed, Beckett was deeply influenced by the sense of disillusionment and questioning that characterized the period. His interest in existentialism and the absurd, as explored by philosophers like Sartre and Camus, also played a role. Additionally, his fascination with the human condition, relationships, and the repetitive nature of life likely contributed to his creation of Waiting for Godot. Beckett was intrigued by the absurdity of life and aimed to capture that in his work, making audiences reflect on their own existence.
All right. So, do you know, like, on the book, on the play Waiting for Godot, for how long do they show the act of waiting? How many days? How many minutes? Or how many weeks? Do you know? Have any idea?
In Waiting for Godot, the timeline is intentionally vague. The play is set over 2 days, but the exact passage of time is unclear. Beckett deliberately leaves the duration of their waiting ambiguous to emphasize the sense of endless, repetitive waiting. This ambiguity adds to the play's themes of uncertainty and the passage of time, making the waiting feel both interminable and timeless.
Right. So, speaking of the timeline and the time, do you think the time is linear or the time is a bit something twisted here, or the time is something more? I don't think that the time is straightforward. The time is, if you can say, linear. What is your point of view?
The concept of time in Waiting for Godot is definitely non-linear and ambiguous. Beckett intentionally plays with time to create a sense of uncertainty and timelessness. The repetitive nature of the characters' actions and dialogues blurs the lines between past, present, and future. This distortion of time reflects the character's existential struggle and enhances the feeling of waiting without a clear beginning or end. It's more about the experience of waiting itself rather than a straightforward timeline.
Right. So, on the play, they both, like Estragon and Vladimir, they were both free to go. Like, they were free to leave, but they choose to wait. I think that was their goal, that was their aim, to wait. But despite having the freedom of leaving, why they didn't leave? Why they just wait? The same thing we also see in Samuel Beckett's other play, that someone just wait, they just don't go. What are the thinking of that?
The act of waiting, despite having the freedom to leave, is central to Beckett's exploration of existential themes. It highlights the human condition of seeking meaning and purpose, even when the outcome is uncertain. The character's choice to wait, rather than act on their freedom, underscores the absurdity and uncertainty of life. It reflects how people often cling to hope or routines, even when there's no clear reason. This recurring theme in Beckett's work invites audiences to reflect on their own experiences of waiting and the search for meaning in a seemingly indifferent universe.
Right. So, on the Samuel Beckett's play Waiting for Godot, and on his another play like End Game, we see like there are three or four main leads. Like they also did the same kind of waiting or something. So, do you think there could be a connection between Samuel Beckett's Waiting for Godot and the End Game? Because what I think is Waiting for Godot was starting, and the End Game and the very absurd play on the End Game by Samuel Beckett, he wanted to show the people how this waiting for anything can be ended anytime, or what is the art behind ending something. And at the starting, he wanted to show like what is waiting and how one can wait. So I think there is a correlation between Samuel Beckett's End Game and Waiting for Godot.
You're absolutely onto something. There's a strong thematic connection between Waiting for Godot and Endgame. Both plays delve into the absurdity of human existence, focusing on waiting, repetition, and the
Okay, I think I have reached the maximum limit of ChatGPT with the free account. So let me finish the answer on my behalf. Yes, there is a relation between these two books,
I'm sorry, but
Samuel
you've hit the monthly
Beckett's
limit for a
Endgame and the ChatGPT's this thing like sorry, not ChatGPT, like Samuel Beckett's Endgame and Samuel Beckett's Waiting for Godot. So on the play Endgame, Samuel Beckett, I think that he tried to show how to end something, how to end the waiting, because at the first play, Waiting for Godot, he thoroughly, deeply showed us what is the purpose of waiting and how to wait, especially how, what is wait and why we do wait. And he knew at the same time this waiting has to end, so he wrote another play. I guess this is very very my own opinion, like it has to end. So he wanted to show the people, he wanted to show the universe like how to end. Anyway, I'll end the video now, but there is a fun fact that I have seen in a lecture with by some very genius guy. I don't remember his name, but he was a professor of some university at USA. Anyway, so on the lecture, he was explaining a fun fact about the Samuel Beckett Waiting for Godot. Like after Samuel Beckett wrote, and there was a few plays about this play in around the world, and after this play got famous, and Beckett also got famous. There was someone in some country. His name was Godot, or his name was something Godot. He wrote a letter to Samuel Beckett that Mr. Beckett, I did not know that you were waiting for me, and you wrote a huge play, a full play for me. That was really a fun anecdote, a fun analogy. I don't know if it's still funny or not, but I found it very funny. Anyway, thank you very much. Thank you all who has been very patient and kind to me and channel of Jahid and you. I hope you really like this chat between me and ChatGPT on the topic of Samuel Beckett and Waiting for God. Thank you very much for watching. I thank you very much for watching, not waiting. Thank you very much for watching. I hope someday I will be able to talk with more ChatGPT with some pro plan where I can talk endlessly, because ChatGPT is really great. They know all the answers and you just need to interpret with them correctly so that you can get your desired answers. Like on the tone, philosophical view, it knows everything. Is I think ChatGPT is wiser than me. Anyway, thank you very much and have a great day and keep waiting for something.